Hola clase, this is Señora Plusted. We're going to be finishing capítulo 2A, Tu día en la escuela, chapter 2A, your day at school. This is grammar and review. There's a lot of grammar. Please watch the video until the very end, literally until the last slide. All of the information that we're going to go over will be on your test by the end of this week. Yes, there is a test on Friday and a writing test as well. So let's begin. So remember, there's going to be culture on your test as well, especially both of these. So, cultura, el mundo hispano. So, culture, the Spanish-speaking world. El recreo, in Spanish-speaking countries, students usually have recess or break, el recreo, in the school patio, in the backyard. Students have time to relax and spend time with friends, eat a snack, or participate in activities such as a quick game of basketball, soccer, or volleyball. And it tends to be a lot longer than our lunch breaks than we have here in the United States. Cultura, el mundo hispano. La hora in Spanish-speaking countries is usually shown by the 24-hour clock on official schedules and timetables. So military time, right? That past 12 o'clock, it becomes 13 o'clock, so forth. So times in the morning are shown from 00 or midnight through 11:59 a.m. But once it passes noon, like 1 o'clock is 13 o'clock. So, and 2 o'clock is 14 o'clock. So you just continue to add hours after 12 o'clock, and it shows you what time of day that is. So, for instance, 2100 is the time that this departs, and that is 9 o'clock at night, 9 p.m. So this is a train station in Madrid. Subject pronouns. So please make sure you write this down. We're going to learn how to identify, talk to, and write about different people. So we're going to get into the beginning. You can just write these examples right now, but I'm going to show you how it works. Subjects and verbs. In English, we have the subject, the person, place, or thing, and the verb, right? What's being described or someone's doing something. So there's action words like run, sing. There's also words like am, is, or are that links it to a description. So Señora Perez, Mrs. Perez is the subject, is the verb, right? She is from Madrid. Again, subject pronoun. She replaces Mrs. Perez, right? You don't have to keep saying Mrs. Perez over and over again. In Spanish, subjects, sentences also have a subject and a verb. Like, La señora Perez es mi profesora. Ella es de Madrid. We used ella, she, to replace La señora Perez, Mrs. Perez. Pronouns. We know some English pronouns already. We know I, you, he, she, we, they. Instead of saying the person's name over and over again, we can replace it to make it shorter. So what are some Spanish pronouns you have seen already? We've learned él, ella, he, she. We've learned tú and usted. They both mean you, except tú is the informal you, where you're talking to family, friends, people your age. And usted is the formal you when you're talking to somebody older. So make sure I have all that. All right. So let's talk about subjects and verbs. You can replace people's names to make the sentence shorter, right? So, for instance, Juan es un compañero de clase. Juan is a classmate. Instead of saying Juan es mi mejor amigo, Juan is my best friend, you can say él es mi mejor amigo. He is my best friend. Él stands in for Juan. So English sentences always have a subject or subject pronoun, but in Spanish, the subject or subject pronoun can be left out if everyone knows who you're talking about. So for instance, in English, we have Maria is my friend. She is from Spain. We have to replace Maria with she, right? Maria is my friend. She is from Spain. In Spanish, once we know who we're talking about, Maria es mi amiga, we don't need ella. We can just say es de España. She is from Spain. The word ella, she, can be left out because we already know who we're talking about. And you must write every single aspect of the slide. So I'm going to pause right now and let you write this exactly as you see it. Don't forget the circles, the 1, 2, 3, the about, to, one person, and everything you see in the middle. So I'm going to give you a second, and then we're going to go through it together. All right, so subject pronouns. These replace, instead of constantly saying people's names over and over again, This replaces their names and makes sentences shorter. This whole left side here is talking about one person, and this whole right side here is talking about two or more people. Literally, if you folded it down this line in the middle and folded it in half, this side, the right side, is the +1 of the left-hand side. So let's go through them. Yo is I. Nosotros and nosotras, we, right? There's two or more people. So you're either talking about yourself or you're talking about myself and others. That's why they both have number 1 next to them. They're both in first person. We have tú, you, informal, when we're talking to like someone younger, friends or family. Then we have y'all, same thing, a group of friends or a group of family, vosotros or vosotras. We use vosotros when it's a group of boys and girls together, or just boys, because there could be 99 girls and 1 boy. The entire group now must be called boys, because boys take dominance or precedence in the Spanish language. Sorry, girls. And then you would use vosotras when you're saying y'all to a bunch of kids or people your age if they're all female. And usted, you, formal, you're talking to an adult, someone older than you, the stranger, someone you treat with respect. And say you're talking to a bunch of adults, right? Like one teacher, many teachers. You would go from usted to ustedes, you all, formal. And if you notice this whole middle section here, tú and usted, you're talking to one person. And vosotros, vosotras, and ustedes, you're talking to many people. So keep that in mind. This whole middle section, you're either talking to one person or you're talking to a group of people, to their faces. Now, 3 is third person. That means you're talking about these people, but they're not even there. They're not even in the room. You're talking about them. So you have él, he, and ella, she. Remember, the double L makes the Y sound, like E-Y-A, ella, she. So again, you're talking about him or her. They don't even have to be in the room, right? This is an A-B conversation. See your way out of it, about one person. But then to talk about a group of boys and girls or just boys and talk about many people, you'd say ellos, they, right? So instead of saying Juan and Maria, you can just say ellos, they. And ellas is they if you're talking about all females, a group of females. So Ana y Maria, ellas son mis amigas, right? They are my friends. So again, about myself and others. To one person, 2, many people, to their faces. 3, replacing one person, about them. Here, talking about or replacing many people. Let's keep going. All right, so we talked about this already really briefly. You don't have to write this slide down, but I do need to go through it with you. Again, tú and usted both mean you. Tú, friend, family, someone your age. Usted, teacher, adult you've met, someone that you show respect to. Like, ¿cómo está usted? How are you? If it was just ¿cómo estás?, you're talking to family or friends. We talked about vosotros, y'all, right? You can use that in Spain. Use it with friends, family, people your age. That's the plural of this one. However, to talk to any group of people, it could be family, friends, strangers, not strangers, you can use ustedes, right? You all, formal. So ustedes son inteligentes. You all are intelligent. You can use ustedes. So we really don't use vosotros. It is mostly in Spain. So if I go back here, you still need to know this means y'all, but we just tend to use ustedes, you all, formal. Subject pronouns, all right? If you're talking about a group of all males, a group of males and females mixed, you use these. You can only use nosotras, vosotras, and ellas if you're talking about a group of all females. And again, vosotros and vosotras is only really used in Spain. In Latin America, anytime you're talking to 2 or more people, regardless of age, just use ustedes, not vosotros. In Spain, you do use vosotros when you're talking to 2 people you would call tú individually, like you and you, y'all. All right? So tú y tú, vosotros. Use ustedes when you're talking to 2 or more people you would call usted individually. So say you're talking to like your friend and a teacher, you would have to say ustedes, right? Or 2 teachers, ustedes. Or you can say two friends. You can, instead of saying vosotros, y'all, you can still say ustedes. So let's default and make sure that when you want to say, hey, you all, use ustedes. You can combine a subject pronoun and a name to form a new subject. So Alejandro and I, y yo, nosotros. Him plus me equals we. Pepe y tú, so him and you, right? Ustedes, you all. Carlos y ella, him and her, use they, mixed, right? Because Carlos is there, she also has to be called a boy, ellos. Lola y ella, so Lola and she, ellas, her plus her equals they, all female. I need you to write this slide down. If you haven't yet, please pause the video and write this slide down. All right, and let's keep going. Checkpoint. So write the correct form of the pronoun in Spanish. You need to replace these English pronouns with Spanish pronouns. So, ¿cómo se dice I? Yo. ¿Cómo se dice you informal? You're talking to a friend or family member. Tú. ¿Cómo se dice you formal if you're talking to an adult or teacher? Usted. ¿Cómo se dice we if it's a bunch of boys and girls mixed together? Nosotros. ¿Cómo se dice y'all if it's a group of boys and girls you're talking to in Spain? Vosotros. ¿Cómo se dice you all if you're talking to a group of teachers and students and everyone mixed together? Ustedes. ¿Cómo se dice they if it's male or mixed? You're talking about them, a bunch of boys and girls together. That would be ellos. So if you haven't written these down, please write these down. Whoop. All right. So please also write this one down. This is very important that you know this. So the checkpoint. Write the correct pronoun in Spanish. You're talking to. This is so important that you pay attention to the words to and about. Remember that? First person, second person, third person. On your activities, you're going to be seeing the words to and about. And if you don't write the correct words for you don't notice that it says to or about, you're not going to get any of the exercises correctly. So please make sure you pay attention to that. So again, you're talking to your male teacher, you would use usted. You're talking about a girl. She's not even in the room. You're talking about her. You would say she or ella. You're talking to a young boy. You're saying, hey, you would use tú. You're talking to a group of people in Latin America. You're talking to a mixed group of people. You're talking to their faces. You would use ustedes. And you're talking about your mom, dad, and yourself. You're talking about them plus me equals we, nosotros, we. Present tense of AR verbs. Please write this down. This is the next grammar topic, and this was one of the more complicated ones. So in this section, you'll be able to write and exchange information about you and others study and do, and listen to a description of activities during recess. Present tense of AR verbs, please write this down. Every verb has a stem, the beginning here, followed by an ending. The stem tells the verb's meaning, what it means, right? These are infinitive endings, AR, ER, IR. An infinitive ending doesn't name a subject, right? Hablar, to talk. Comer, to eat. Escribir, to write. This in the front tells me that it means talk, eat, write. These at the end all mean the word to, like to talk, to eat, to write. So, to give the verb a subject, you conjugate it. You conjugate it by dropping the AR verb endings, because that's what we're focusing on today, AR verbs, and add new endings to say who does these things. So it is no longer cantar, to sing. It is yo canto. Now I drop the AR, added the O with the yo form, and it becomes I sing, yo canto. And the O can only go with the yo form. Tú cantas, you sing. Right? Usted canta, you formal sing. Él canta, he sings. Ella canta, she sings. And if you need to write those down in English next to them, you can. Nosotros cantamos, we sing. Vosotros cantáis, y'all sing. Ustedes cantan, you all sing. Ellos and ellas cantan, they sing. So if I say here, cantan ustedes mucho, do you all sing a lot? No, casi nunca cantamos. No, we hardly ever sing. Notice, even though it doesn't say nosotros, we, it has the amos ending for nosotros, which is the we ending, right? Nosotros amos. No, we hardly ever sing. I don't need nosotros here to know that cantamos means we sing. So there's a song to help you remember how to conjugate present tense AR verbs. And it goes like this. O, as, a, amos, an. I'll sing it for you a couple more times. O, as, a, amos, an. And o, as, a, amos, an. Something a little catchy to help you remember. But remember, if you know that yo means I, tú means you, usted means you formal, ella means she, nosotros means we, vosotros means y'all, ustedes means you all, and ellos, ellas means they. Now you can conjugate these verbs saying who does what. And this is true for all AR verbs. So these are the endings by themselves. So I need you to write down this slide, pause the video, and write it down right now as you see it. And again, it goes o, as, a, amos, an. Notice I didn't say ice because we only use that in Spain. Unless it says vosotros, don't use ice. All right, and the verb hablar, to talk or to speak. Now that you know what these mean, what does yo hablo mean? I talk or I speak. Tú hablas. You talk or you speak. And notice it's in parentheses because once I have the O, I already know it's the yo form. It can only mean I talk. Hablas, you talk or speak. Usted habla, you formal speak when you're talking to a teacher. Like usted habla bien, you speak well, right? Él habla, he talks or speaks. Ella habla, she talks or speaks. Nosotros or nosotras hablamos, we talk or speak. Like nosotros hablamos español, we speak Spanish. I can just say hablamos español, we speak Spanish. Vosotros and vosotros habláis, notice it's in orange because we really don't use it here. Ustedes hablan, you all talk. Like ustedes hablan español, do you all speak Spanish? And ellos hablan, ellos, ellas hablan, they speak Spanish, right? So I can say hablo español, I speak Spanish, or I'm speaking Spanish. The verb endings always indicate who is doing the action. In this case, they tell who is speaking. Because of this, you can often use the verb without a subject. Hablo inglés, I speak English. Hablas español, do you speak Spanish? Notice I speak, you speak. The endings tell who it is. And subject pronouns are often used for emphasis or clarification. Ella habla inglés. She speaks English. Notice it goes here together. Pero él habla español, but he speaks Spanish. So let's see if you can understand this conversation and how it goes.
¿Dibujas mucho?
A ver, no dibujo mucho.
Pues, ¿trabajas mucho?
Sí, trabajo mucho.
Dibujas mucho, he's asking the tú form. Do you draw a lot? She goes, let's see. No, I don't draw a lot. Notice there's no yo, I, but we still know it's dibujo because it's the yo form. I don't draw a lot. The first one answers the question. The first no, right, answers the question. And no dibujo, I don't draw, right? It means not. Pues, trabajas mucho. Well then, do you work a lot? Sí, trabajo mucho. Yes, I work a lot. And notice the yo form is nowhere to be found here, and neither is the tú form. I mean, the word yo and tú are not here. Their forms are. That's how we know what they mean. All right, checkpoint. Choose the correct form of the verb that completes the sentence. Which one goes with the yo? All right, which form? Yo hablo por teléfono con mis amigos. I talk on the phone with my friends. Nosotros blank canciones en el carro. We sing songs in the car. It is cantamos. José blank el español. José studies Spanish. We need the form that replaces he, él, right? José estudia, él estudia el español. Ellos blank la computadora después de las clases. They use the computer after class. Ellos usan la computadora. And number 5, tú blank tiempo con amigos. Do you spend time with friends? We need the tú form, which is pasas. Tú pasas tiempo con amigos. Manuel y yo blank deportes. Manuel and I, him plus me equals we. So the nosotros form. Manuel y yo practicamos deportes. If you did not write these sentences down, I need you to write them right now. Pause the video, write them, and then we can move on. All right, let's move on. Okay, let's do some more conjugating. I also need you to write these sentences down. Please pause the video, write them, and let's practice. So, a Rosalinda le gusta blank los fines de semana. This is a trick question because le gusta means she likes to, right? If we have she likes to, we don't say she works. She likes to work. You leave the AR alone. Le gusta trabajar los fines de semana. She likes to work on the weekends. Mis amigos y yo blank mucho por teléfono. My friends and I, we talk a lot on the phone. My friends and me plus my friends plus me equals we, so nosotros hablamos mucho por teléfono. We talk a lot on the phone. Tú blank muy bien. You skate very well. Tú patinas muy bien. And again, once we have the AS ending, we don't even need the word tú anymore. That would just means by itself, you skate. Patinas muy bien. Silvia y Rosa siempre blank música rock. Silvia y Rosa siempre, her plus her, she plus she equals they, all female. So ellas, right? Ellas siempre escuchan música rock. They listen to rock music. Yo blank el piano todos los días. I play the piano every day. Yo toco el piano todos los días. All right. Here, you should be able to read these now that you understand most of these words look like English. So let's go through them together. Estudia español con nosotros en la Escuela Español Vivo. Study Spanish with us in the live Spanish school. Es verano, el mes de junio. It's summer, the month of June. Eres estudiante en Santa Ana. You are a student in Santa Ana, un pueblo en las montañas de Costa Rica, a town in the mountains of Costa Rica. ¿Y cómo es una clase? How is a class? Hay 5 estudiantes en tu clase. There are 5 students in your class. Ustedes escuchan, hablan y practican el español todo el día. You all listen, speak, and practice Spanish every day. También usan la computadora. You all also use the computer. En la escuela hay estudiantes de muchos países. In school, there are students from many countries. Estados Unidos, United States, Inglaterra, England, Francia, France, Brasil, Canadá, Japón, India, Sudáfrica, South Africa y otros. Todos estudian español. Los sábados y los domingos hay actividades muy interesantes. Saturdays and Sundays, there are very interesting activities. Visitar un volcán, visit a volcano, un parque nacional, or national park, nadar en el Océano Pacífico y más, swim in the Pacific Ocean, and more. So here are the classes, and notice the time. It goes up in the military time. This is 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock to 2:30. This is your horario or schedule of classes, lunes a viernes. Clases de español, recreo. Clases de español, almuerzo. Conversaciones, clase de música y baile. So Spanish class, recreation, or recess, Spanish class, lunch, conversations, music, and dance class. ¿Por qué la Escuela Español Vivo? Why Spanish, live Spanish school? La naturaleza de Costa Rica en el pueblo de Santa Ana, the nature in Costa Rica, amigos de muchos países, friends from many countries, mucha práctica y conversación en español, a lot of practice and conversation in Spanish, clases de música y baile, music and dance class, Excursiones los sábados and domingos. Excursions on Saturdays and Sundays. So you should now be able to answer all of these questions based on, and notice literally 90% of the words looked like English. All right, to prepare for the exam, what do you need? Here are the practice tasks you'll find similar in the exam. I can listen and understand people talking about their schedules and their classes. So listen to 2 students who have just attended some of the classes on their new schedules. Which classes each one like and why, or dislike.
Me gusta mucho la clase de arte. Me gusta dibujar.
Es una clase fantástica. Pero la clase de matemáticas, es mucho más difícil que mi clase de arte. A veces hay mucha tarea.
La clase de matemáticas no es difícil. La tarea es muy fácil. Me gusta mucho el profesor. Él es muy divertido. Pero no me gusta la clase de educación física. No soy atlética.
You should be able to read an email from a pen pal and understand the description. And you're going to be able to write your own schedule, including class hour, teachers' names, and give opinions of your class. Like, is it interesting? Is it not? And this email you should be able to read. ¿Cómo son mis clases? How are my classes? Yo tengo 8 clases. I have 8 classes. Ciencias naturales, natural sciences, inglés, English, español, Spanish, educación física, which is physical education or PE, geografía, geography, matemáticas, math, tecnología, technology, y ciencias sociales, social sciences. Me gusta más la clase de inglés. I like English class more. Necesito hablar inglés aquí en Ecuador. I need to speak English here in Ecuador, pero es muy difícil, but it is very difficult. Mi clase de geografía es muy aburrida. My geography class is very boring. And mi clase de educación física es muy divertida. And my PE class is very fun. Oh. And then you're going to do these exercises that I have listed and do these. What? I haven't updated them. My bad. Oh, the mi classes paragraph. Describe all of your classes, your entire school schedule. Use only your notes in the model provided or it will be a 0. This is worth a test grade. So what period you have the class, what you like or don't like to do in the class, a description of the class, and who is the teacher. So here's an example. You cannot use my model, but you can use the same format and sentence structure. So en la primera hora, first period, tengo la clase de español. I have Spanish class. Me gusta hablar español. I like to speak Spanish. La clase es muy divertida. The class is very fun. La señora Salinas is la profesora. Señora Salinas is the teacher. So that's what you need to do. You need to follow the Spanish model and be able to write about your classes in each period you have them. All right. Thanks, guys.